Hello, 2026 has arrived. Half of the month of January is gone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Just to Talk. I'm sure many in the group which is watching or will be watching have made some New Year's resolutions. And one of the commonest one is to do the exercise, lose the weight, eat healthy, and so on and so forth. In the past, I've talked about losing the weight and exercise and its relationship. This time, I want to talk about something that a lot of people have tried, and sometimes with success and sometimes without success. So, what are the things that you could do in 2026 or even otherwise that would make you lose weight, make you fit? And of course, that improves the blood pressure, diabetes, blood sugar, even lipids, and maybe on a long term reversing the coronary artery disease. The many people, especially in US, are overweight and or obese. As you know, overweight is defined as body mass index between 25 to 30, over 40 BMI or body mass index, you're considered morbidly obese. Interestingly enough, in 2025, for the first time, US showed decline in the rate of obesity simply because, I think, use of GLP-1, the Ozempic, the Wegovy, the Zepbound, Mounjaro type of drugs that have come to the market. And good news for people that use or depend on these medicines is that oral form is approved and should be available pretty soon. But that does not cause healthy lifestyle. It certainly helps your blood sugar, certainly helps your blood pressure, certainly helps your joints of arthritis, but certainly does not change other stuff. So how do you exercise, or what makes you exercise? I'm going to talk first thing about something called HIIT, or high intensity intermittent training. If you Google it or if you look at it, there are various ways that people have done it, either with success and with claims or attempted to do it and stopped. One of the key components to any exercise is that you must like it, you must love it to a point where you will continue to do it. That's the reason extreme diets fail, because they can be done for a short time, maybe a little bit longer time, but once some goal is achieved, you certainly stop doing that extreme phase of diet, and people tend to gain weight and back to the square one. So HIIT, or HIIT, is a high intensity intermittent training, which can be done. People have done as less as 4 to 6 minutes, as high as 20 to 30 minutes. Basic idea of HIIT is that you have a very high intensity of exercise followed by low intensity exercise. Simple way would be to say you run, even though you might be doing it at your own one pace, up the hill on the road, or just at one place very fast, like a sprint. And you do that for 1 minute, then relax or do simple walking for another minute and repeat that alternately. Apparently increasing the heart rate to its maximum, something like 80-90% of allowable maximum heart rate, burns more calories, burns more fat, gives you cardio fitness as well as weight loss. Now this you need to continue for 10, 15, 20 minutes. People can use weights, people can use different technique like squats, or without any equipment, just doing running at the place. Some people do 30 seconds, some people do 45 seconds, some people do 1 minute, but it must be high intensity. High intensity means you cannot talk full sentences without feeling or looking short of breath, and heart rate going to 80% of your maximum allowable heart rate. To know what is the maximum allowable heart rate, You can take 220 minus your age, that's the 100%, and you can calculate 80-90%, provided you have no heart disease and no major problem. And certainly your physician can guide you in that direction. But the basic idea is high intensity exercise followed by relaxation. If you're just walking, or if you're doing weights or doing some gym exercises, certainly you can accentuate certain things. If you take two people, let's say we take two people who have 200-pound weight, one person has 15% body fat, other person has 30% body fat. Both eat the same calories and both exercise the same amount of exercise. There will be a difference between the weight loss of the two people. Person who has 30% body fat will not lose or may gain, but 15% body fat will lose or not gain. The reason is when you have 15% body fat, you have more muscles. When you have 30% body fat, you have less muscles. The muscles burn calories. Fat does not burn calories. So if you want to burn more calories, sitting listening to this video or watching it, you have to have more muscles. So if I am sitting here and my percentage body fat is 15%, I burn more calories than if I have 30% body fat. So you need to build muscles. As you can imagine, the leg muscles, the soleus, which is on the back of the calf, or the quadriceps and hamstring, which are the thigh muscle, front and the back, and a gluteal. These are the big muscle groups that burn more fat. So you need to exercise more. My simple explanation for exercising this muscle is, let's say you take 10 pounds of weight from the floor, put it on the table, that I'm resting my arms on it. You will spend X calories. Contrast to that, if you take 20 pounds and put the same weight on the table, you spend 2x calories. If you take 100 pounds and put it up, you'll spend 10x calories. If you try to do bicep curls or the triceps, you're not burning or not using more weight simply because these are smaller muscles. So biceps is bigger than the triceps, pecs are bigger than the bicep. So you can do a little bit more. But with the quadriceps, the leg press that you can do, or the raise, the quadricep leg raise, you can take 140, 180, depending on your ability, without having backache. So at a given time, biceps curls, you might be in position to do 20 pounds. With leg press, you can do 180 pounds. When you do 180 pound exercise, you're burning more calories. That helps to lose weight. When you build these big muscles, the bigger muscles consume more calories, and that's how you can lose weight. So exercising leg muscles more often than the biceps, triceps would help you to burn more calories and lose weight. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, if you're walking or you're doing anything, you can, if you are walking, let's say you're 150 pounds and you walk a mile, you spend X number of calories, maybe roughly 80 calories. But if you are 250 pounds and you're walking same distance, you're going to burn much more calories. So how do you increase your weight that you carry? Take a backpack, put 10 pounds or 20 pounds and walk the same distance that you would have walked with 150 pounds of weight. Now if you walk same distance with 20 extra pounds, you're going to burn more calories. And that again, if you're doing some kind of uphill, then you're going to exercise your calf muscles, your thigh muscles, your gluteal muscles, and they'll build more, they'll burn more calories even at rest, and you'll lose it. You'll lose the weight. So body fat reduction is important. HIIT, or high intensity intermittent exercise, does help because you raise your oxygen consumption and then you reduce it, but it doesn't go to the zero. And you raise it again and you again drop it. More convenient, less time. If you're exercising with weights in the gym, do leg press, build your calf and thigh and gluteal muscle, If you're walking, carry some weights on your backpack, and that way you can build and spend more muscle, more calories, and would help you to lose weight. Simple tricks without talking about diet. We'll do that some other time. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please subscribe. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful 2026. Thank you.